Understand that the discussion or the challenge was between Anthony Albanese and Chris Bowen, but we have some breaking news out of that leadership race. James O'Doherty joins me live now for more. James, what can you tell us?
The breaking news, Stacey, is that Chris Bowen will address the media shortly this afternoon, and Chris Bowen is expected to pull out of the ballot. First reported by the New Daily, Chris Bowen expected to pull out of the ballot because Anthony Albanese seems to have the majority of the support of his caucus colleagues. Now, we can show you just exactly why Chris Bowen would be considering pulling out of the contest at this stage, because the support is all behind Anthony Albanese. If you look at the number of caucus colleagues that are supporting Mr Albanese compared with the number of colleagues supporting Chris Bowen, well, the numbers seem to be stacking up Mr Albanese's way. His backers include his factional colleagues such as Graham Perrott, Terry Butler, Linda Burney as well, all from Labor's left faction, but also people on the right wing of Labor. That includes Christina Keneally, New South Wales Senator, and a member of the New South Wales right faction. She said earlier today that as a rank-and-file member of the party, she backed Anthony Albanese in 2013, and she's backing him again. So Chris Bowen doesn't have much support when it comes to the declared members of the caucus who had already declared their support for Mr Albanese. The only person seemingly backing Chris Bowen at this stage is Bill Shorten, who encouraged Mr Bowen to run against Anthony Albanese in the first place, with reports that Mr Shorten was encouraging Mr Bowen to run and potentially undermining Anthony Albanese's push to be the leader. Speaking this morning, Chris Bowen did seem to suggest that the caucus members that he was talking to were backing him in.
Look, I wouldn't put it in terms of derailing anybody. It's not for me to speak for Bill or any other caucus colleague. Koshi, I'm running for leader of the Labor Party, not Bill. I'm getting good support from colleagues. You know, I've been speaking to colleagues over the last 24 hours. I've had good conversations. I've got good support from colleagues. It's fair to say the majority of colleagues I've spoken to have said that they'd vote for me. Some have told me they won't. Plenty have told me they will. That's just part of the process. And it's a good process going forward.
Without the support of his caucus colleagues, Chris Bowen would have faced a very uphill battle to win this leadership contest, because the way that the rules work, the party rank and file and the caucus both get a 50% weighting in terms of who they choose. Anthony Albanese won the rank and file ballot last time around. Mr Shorten only succeeding in the caucus ballot, so that's why he was the leader and not Anthony Albanese in 2013. Now, with the caucus backing Anthony Albanese, you'd imagine that the rank and file would back him as well. So Chris Bowen would be left pretty high and dry, and that is why Chris Bowen is expected to pull out of the race this afternoon. There are other factors as well that would be factoring in against Chris Bowen, the fact that he was intrinsically linked with some of the economic policies that Labor took to the last election, including that franking credits policy to scrap franked credit dividends. That's a policy that a number of Labor figures have said after the election hurt them in the polls. So Chris Bowen expected to pull out this afternoon. Stacey.
OK, James, thanks for the update. And we are standing by for a press conference with Chris Bowen in the next hour or so.